Ricardo Prasel, 27 years old, stands 6 foot 8 inches. This man is tall, Frank. He's undefeated, 9-0. He's got 1 KO, 8 submission victories. Take a wild guess where you think this fight is going to go to the ground. He says it's his first time in Japan. He hasn't had time to look around yet, but he already loves this country. He's a former professional soccer player in Europe. We saw the video there, but he had to retire due to injury. Obviously, I'm a huge fan because I played goalkeeper in my soccer career. He's obviously played at a much higher level, and he's got a good foot and a half on him. He had an opportunity to compete with the UFC, turned it down. He said he'd much rather compete for Rizin, and when Rizin gave him a call, he took the offer without any hesitation. He got into mixed martial arts at the age of 24, and he looks back and he says, Antonio, Big Knock Nogueira, and Bob Sapp was the fight that got him hooked. He says, I'm single, I got no kids, do what I want to do. Thoughts on his opponent? He says, I respect him as a fighter, but I think I have what it takes to beat him. Bottom line is, we're going to put on a great, fun fight, and I'm going to take home one of his legs.
Nice. He's what impressed me the most about this guy is that he had a really good career in soccer. He actually got to play for Chelsea in the Premier League as their starting goalkeeper, and had to step out and immediately step into another sport and becomes a professional at that as well.
Ante, Delija, 27 years old. He stands 6 foot 5 inches, 14-3 in mixed martial arts. 5 KOs, 7 submissions. Has only gone to a decision twice. He's been training mixed martial arts since a young age, but judo's when he started 10 years old. He transitioned to MMA when he was 17 because he needed something that would give him more adrenaline. He looked up Mirko Krokop in his home, and he found him, and he's been training with him ever since. Or he's been training with Mirko Krokop for the last 18 months. It was actually Mirko that talked to Frank and I for the longest time about Ante Delija during his last fight over New Year's Eve 2017, and Ante just stood behind Mirko the whole time as we interviewed him, and my goodness, this guy, a mountain of a man. He knows Prasel's a good fighter, but he says he's better. One thing he says he's going to predict for tonight is I'm going to strike the crap out of my opponent and win.
We actually thought that he was Mirko's bodyguard when he was standing the way he was standing. He's just one of his training partners. He suffered a really bad leg problem leg injury back in 2015, and Mirko was the one to help him get over it.
Now, we just saw a heavyweight fight where the guys were the big boys. We're going to call these two the monsters because these two guys are absolutely huge.
And if you look at their weights, they're actually smaller heavyweights.
Ricardo. Ante.
One keynote Prasel wanted us to share with the audience tuning in around the world and those in attendance. He is from Brazil, but he's also got from German heritage. That's why you see his hair, the black, red, and gold. This one is also scheduled for 3 rounds, 5 minutes each. Elbows are allowed, Frank. We didn't see much in that last one. Probably see some in here. What do you think?
I don't know. It's tough to say with these guys. I want to say yes, though, just because I want to see the excitement of it.
No time wasted there by Delija, getting across the ring right away. Prasel, no, we're not going to strike here. We're going to try and take this guy down to the ground. I want a leg. He wants to take a leg home tonight. Nice knee landed there by Delija. 25 seconds into the fight, the referee's already yelling action, Frank.
I mean, how much more action do you really want, though, in this corner?
Delija, 2 double underhooks, lifting and throwing the knee, lifting and throwing the knee as the body comes down. The referee's looking to jump in there, Frank.
Wow, Prasel was using a lot of energy to be in that position, and Delija just overtook it.
He's holding on there. It's like he doesn't want to strike with Delija. He wants to get this fight down to the ground.
Rightfully so. I mean, you look at his record, he's got 9 victories, 8 submissions, 1's a KO.
Yeah.
How did he get that KO? Was it accidental as he was trying to get a takedown? You know, and that's the things you have to look at. You know, obviously he wants to fight on the ground as quickly as possible. And when you got a guy that's Ricardo Krokop's training partner, you know for sure that he's going to be coming out with heavy strikes, accurate strikes. You have to be careful the entire time.
Delija with some bounce in his step here, trying to time the entry for the strike. And it's actually Prasel throwing the right kick. So a nice combination throw there by Delija. Down to the ground they go. But this is where Prasel wants it, Frank.
Delija was looking for a front choke on the way through, missed it.
Krokop spoke so highly of Ante Delija. He just was stern when he explained to us this is the future of heavyweight.
He said he'll be a champ within 2 years.
Yeah. He says it'll take some time, but you'll see. Basically took this raw aggression, raw skills, raw talent, and they've been honing them in Croatia step by step.
It's the first time that Mirko was able to take an individual from the beginning and continue him all the way through, take him from the very basics, reteach everything to him. Because that leg injury, he really couldn't do much. He had to learn everything brand new. Then as the leg healed, he was able to go back to full training, but he'd already changed how he trained and trained what his knowledge was on training, because Krokop said, no, we're going to start back with simple jabs and crosses and learning how to do things the right way. Switched him up, and so all of a sudden it was time for him to get back into fighting again and be full-time in it. He's already well ahead of the curve because he's had that time accuracy to look at everything. Ooh,
good sweep there by Prasel. Now they're scrambling for position. Delija survives, but makes a pay with a 1-2. Oh, an uppercut there. Delija going in for the finish here. 2 minutes to go here, opening round.
It's a tough position to be in because Delija knows that he's got him hurt, but to get close enough because now Prasel has a chance to recover.
Brings him to the corner. Referee calls action, Frank. Not just fight. He just doesn't want it.
I mean,
Prasel must be hating that he's backing up there. He's already got his hands up there. Body's open. Waiting for the punches to be thrown. He jumps in there. Couldn't get the takedown. Jumps back down to guard.
He's really using that as his takedown. He's actually stepping in and knowing that he's going to pull guard on him. It's just a place for him to rest, but it's not the smartest way. When you have a guy that says much ground and pound that Delija does on top of you, you really don't want to rest in his guard. You don't have to rest in your guard.
Yeah, less than a minute to go here, opening round. Delija's got to be careful not to leave his limbs lying around, especially when he's setting up the ground and pound. We're talking about two guys that are tall, limbs are longer than normal, and it's just going to be easy to grab them and trap them.
Prasel, he looked for the leg lock earlier and missed it, but he just needed to be one little position different. He would have caught that leg lock. So he's looking for it again. Look, he's starting to underhook. He's starting to grab for it.
You see Delija posturing up, pounds, posturing up, throwing those punches. 25 seconds to go here. Round one scheduled for 3. Rizin 10, heavyweight division, showcasing some international heavyweight talent. Good pass there by Delija. Prasel trying to recover.
Great pass, but really didn't do anything with it. He never advanced his knees or advanced his hip. So it made it very easy for Prasel to get him back in the lead.
Round one has come to an end, Frank. Delija walking over his corner, obviously You know, we're not scoring it round by round here in Japan, but he's ahead in this fight right now.
For sure. And you know, if I'm in Delija's corner, I'm telling him, like, keep it up. Me get him hurt. Don't attack. Keep the distance. Hit him with some jabs. Give him some peppering shots. Make him make this mistake of trying to shoot. And now that he's starting to shoot all the time, when he's in trouble, that's when I want you to go ahead and throw these knees. If I'm in Prasel's corner, I'm telling him, like, look, you gotta stop trying to pull guard. You've got to make him attack you with punches and take him down cleanly, so you end up on top. Pulling guard has not been working for you. You end up on your back the entire time getting beat up.
There's a nice slow-mo of a good timed jab. 1-2 combination thrown by Ante Delija just as Prasel was getting up.
Wow, he's missing with a lot of these punches.
Yeah.
Part of it is because Prasel's offsetting him. He's pushing his head to the side, he's pushing his body to the side. He's actually doing really good with his defense in that position. But still, it doesn't look good for judges.
Seconds out. Blue corner, seconds out.
By the way, that Fight Club game is huge here in Japan.
And now it's nuts.
It is everywhere.
Round 2.
It was on, half the guys were playing it on the Rizin
Confessions.
Yeah.
Oh, spinning back attempt there by Prasel. Delija steps off, boom, throws the right. Now they're in a clinch, and the referee, Frank, is already sitting in there.
Yeah. Okay, let's bring him apart now.
I don't blame him. I do not blame him, to be honest. Listen, fighting is fatiguing. The referee here in Japan is like, hey, watch those knees. This is the hand fight country. You know this very well.
I was like, tell you to get out of there.
Oh, a nice three-punch combination thrown by Delija. Not going for some ground and pound here. Beautiful punches being thrown here. Thunder stuff. Reminds me of Mirko Krokop and TK in the last fight on New Year's Eve. Just trying to get that punch through there.
Get out of there. Delija needs to get back up out of there. He needs to sit all the way up, get all the way out, force him back to his feet again. That's where Prasel is having his hardest time. This only benefits Prasel being down here. It allows him to stay in the fight. He's not going to win the fight in this position, but allows him to stay in the fight.
Honestly, he loves a submission game. If he wants a leg, he's got to set it up in a completely different manner.
Right now, he's just trying to survive. You can tell he's trying to hold the head down, trying to get the hands down.
Oh my goodness. 4 blets thrown there. Triangle attempt there. Oh, trying to go for the arm. Nope. Prasel now closing his guard.
Delija's just relentless.
Those lefts are coming in hard. And now looking for triangle here. He had wrist control there. Only bunting there, referee says. Don't think it was intentional. Reminds me of the Gomi and Yachi fight.
Yeah, from years.
Two headbutts by.
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
No.
Gomi's incredible. I've got stories about Gomi and Yachi after the fight. I'll tell you as when Yusuke's fight is a little later on tonight in Rizin 10.
What a great kid.
Blood. Oh, he's hilarious.
He's just so happy to be here. He just happy to be in the limelight. Wow, nice sneaking elbow.
Some blood coming there. Someone's bleeding there, Frank. Looks like those elbows are getting in there. I was going to make a comment to you about the way Prasel is throwing that right elbow. Is it really going to cause any damage? Well, the answer is there. Because usually you want to use part of your lat to throw that elbow, or the way Michael Bisping threw it on George St. Pierre. The way he throws it on the inside usually should work, but the bone clearly cut Prasel.
Yeah, he's
Delija.
You can't really tell how bad it is. You know, it looks like it's bad just because it's a head wound. You're never really sure. There's blood everywhere because they're rubbing against each other. It could be bad once you get to the corners, but it might be a small little cut. Doesn't mean much. But we go back to it again. I'm reiterating that the judges, all they see is the blood. That's all they see. So they know that who's doing damage. Well, Prasel's doing damage from the bottom. You know, is he able to keep winning this fight now because he's winning it from the bottom by throwing these elbows?
Minute 20 to go here. Referee clearly likes this action much more because A, it's damaging on the bottom. Prasel's causing damage. While Ante is up top just doing, you know, throwing those punches, landing the big shots, can change the dynamic of a fight very, very quickly.
Yeah, 1 or 2 punches land solid, and to get through the right position, the whole fight can be over within 2 or 3 more punches because of the way they get through. Unfortunately for Prasel, on the bottom, even though his elbows are cutting, he's not in a position to ever finish the fight until he can catch a submission. But those elbows will allow you to catch a submission because now you're going to be worrying about, oh, I don't want to catch another elbow. Let me keep my head in a weird position, which now allows you to get to something else.
You surprised Delija is staying in this position?
I am, actually.
He has the opportunity to get back up. He had it moments ago to get back up.
He just passed the half and passed back out again. So Delija doesn't know what he's doing right now on the ground. You can see he has half. All he's doing is slide that knee, slide his left knee up and slide by the hip. And he's in a position there where he can finish this fight because he'll have him pinned down. But he didn't do it. He's stepping in and stepping out. He's sliding in and sliding out of it.
10 seconds to go here. Referee calling action.
Wow, great job by Delija on top, but not good enough to stop herself from cutting him. So now it's a question of what do the judges see, how they're going to review that. I mean, obviously we give it to Delija because he was on top the whole time. Even though he didn't get cut, he still did more damage from on top. So a lot of those punches were landing, especially this 3-punch, 4-punch combo. They threw right here. All these punches get through.
That was ruthless.
I mean, this is you know, a 5-6 punch combo. I think it was only 4, but it ended up being 6 punches.
Yeah, that's ruthless ground and pound, Frank. That's fighting to finish. Right? That is you're trying to rock your opponent. You're trying to get him hurt. You're trying to change how the fight's happening. That's the elbow there that likely cut Delija. You know, it doesn't look like much. Yeah, it was. It doesn't look like much. It's not a fight-ending concussive blow per se, but at the same time, look at that.
Wow.
That hurts. That's a beautiful shot to the body. Floating rib there.
Great job by the camera crew to catch that shot. That was amazing.
Now, can a cut stop a fight? Yes. Absolutely. But is it a concussive blow per se, like what Delija was throwing? No. They're basically both in their own corner, extending their reaches are.
That's totally true.
Here comes the leg kick. Looks like Delija is trying to start something up there. No, an attempt there by Prasel to get this fight down to the ground. It's almost like Delija concedes it. Frank concedes. Who can stay here?
Well, yeah. For him, he's winning. Like, Delija doesn't need to change anything. He take a bad shot. I know he's a pull guard on me. I said to keep my hands either all the way in or all the way out. Sit up and keep punching. I'm going to win this fight. Prasel put himself in a position. I don't know what his corner's thinking. To tell him, like, you got to tell him to stop doing that because you're not winning the fight from this position. The only way that you can win this fight now, you're not winning the stand-up. You can't win from the bottom. So the only way you can win now is getting on top. So you have to find a way to get on top of him.
Here we see Prasel attempted the armbar there. Delija trying to get his right elbow out. Now he's climbing up with the guard, trying to get a triangle. You saw before, I would say about 30 seconds ago, maybe 40 seconds ago, Prasel trying to get a grip on the wrist of Delija to go for that triangle choke. Delija pulled out and just threw some nice punches.
Ref is warning Delija again about headbutting. But he's just the guy that leads with his head. When he comes in, he just leads with his face. Which is a pretty natural reaction for most of us. We kind of jump in with our face first.
You see it again. He's got his head under the chin. And when he feels the hips are square is when he pops back up, Frank.
And what I like about him, and this is what Neil Melanson taught me way back in the day, and I was still working on my catch wrestling black belt. You have 2 choices, either all the way in or all the way out. So all the way in, chin underneath the chin, your head's underneath his chin, your head is in the middle of his chest. You're pinning him in with your elbows. You're all the way in. If you're all the way out, you're sitting up and you're striking him. When you get caught in the middle is how you get submitted. Is when you're hovering in that middle zone. And every time that Delija gets in the middle zone, Prasel does go for a submission, but he immediately sits all the way up, gets all the way out. So there's nothing there for him to grab onto. And of course, now we're talking about sweat. It's later to fight. You know, and it's tougher, because it's slicker to get these things. But the longer this fight goes on, the better it is for Delija. It's going to be less of a chance for Prasel to get a submission out.
And you mentioned Neil Melanson, speaking of guys that are tall and long reach.
Yeah, no kidding. He just turned 41 yesterday, too. Happy birthday, Neil.
Happy birthday, Neil. Thank you for Dropping off Frank here in Japan, leaving him with me. I'll bring him home safe. Good.
You don't want to keep me? That's why he dropped me off. He don't want to keep me either.
Now again, Delija comfortable here, Frank. Like you mentioned, there's, he's got his head underneath. Prasel trying to keep the posture. He's got to keep the posture or, get the hand game going. Right?
He's got to do something. Prasel in this position, see, he's not hand fighting at all. He's getting knees in the way. He's getting space. He has space now to move, but he's not moving. See, he's putting his knees in there and trying to like, now he's attempting to sit up a little bit. But that's what the space is for the bottom guy. You're trying to get space so you can maneuver, but he gets space and just lay there. And so for Delija, I'm like, yeah, I have a couple of cuts. The side of my head is cut. The front of my face is cut from these elbows, but I'm clearly winning this fight. So why do I need to change my position much? I don't need to. Yeah, see, he's thinking with his head again.
That was vintage Crow Cop right there. Extend and punch, and then protect yourself after 2 or 3 punches. Or is it my eyes are deceiving us, Frank?
No, your eyes are not deceiving you.
I see the Croatian flag there.
Nope, 100%.
Just over a minute to go here, Frank. Not really seeing much that's going to finish this fight, but these types of punches in the heavyweight division, they're pushing so much mass, you can see a change. If this was something happening at welterweight or at bantamweight, we would think to ourselves, okay, you know what, this is not going to end the fight. Anything can happen at heavyweight. Yeah. And the referee says, you know what, guys, let's go. Less than a minute to go. And a takedown attempt again. Will Delija concede? Nope, he didn't concede this time. Nice knee landed there. Ricardo Prasel has less than 40 seconds to take a leg hold with him if he wants it. Lands a jab, goes across.
If I'm Prasel's corner, I'm telling you, just go. You've got nothing to lose at this point, but you're not going to win. Just go. Oh!
Are you surprised with that?
No, not at all. I'm surprised I just picked him up and threw him down, though.
Just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't pick up a middleweight. He picked up a heavyweight and tossed him. Lefts landed there to try and close off this fight here by Ante Delija, who by all estimations, Frank Trigg, should emerge victorious in his debut fight here with Rizin, improving his record likely to 15-3. We are not judges. We don't know how they're going to score this fight, but by all accounts, one would assume he emerges victorious, and Ricardo Prasel could suffer his very first defeat in mixed martial arts.
It'll be, it would be a complete robbery if they call Prasel this or they call it a fight a draw. But there's no way around it. This has to be a victory for Delija, just because he did more damage, he had more action, he was on top more, he controlled the pace of the fight more, and at the very end, just to put it, especially when you're looking at a fight as a whole, you put a stamp on it by going, hey look, I'm going to take you down, I'm going to pick you up, I'm a guy that's not a ground guy. You're the ground guy, but I'm going to get the takedown, I'm going to pick you up and drop you, even though you tried to take me down 17 times and missed all 17 times. Pick up, dump. He didn't follow it down like he should have. He should have taken down a pass, but you're still going to give him props. He went there and took the guy down without much of an issue.
All right, the fighters are back in the center of the ring. Judges' scorecards have been collected. Official announcement coming right now.
Ante の結果をお伝えします。ジャッジ田澤、赤コーナーデリア。ジャッジジェイソン、赤コーナーデリア。ジャッジ高本、赤コーナーデリア。よって勝者、アンテデリア。
There he is, Mirko Crow Cop's protege. He told Frank Trigg and I during the New Year's Eve events 2017 with Ante Delija behind him. We thought it was his bodyguard. We had to figure out then that it was one of his training partners, and Mirko expressed, give him time, you will see that this guy is going to be a champion.